Hi guys, so today I will be telling you guys how much it cost me to live in Kingston, Jamaica, and I'll just be talking about my bills because I know that the housing crisis right now, rent is like extremely high in Kingston because Kingston is a hot spot for persons to come, and there's business opportunities here. I will say that I'm not originally from Kingston. I'm actually from country girl, proud country girl. So I came here during COVID. So first thing we're going to talk about is the amount of rent that I pay. The first thing I want to say is, like I mentioned before, I came here during COVID. That was 2021, so the housing market was not as crazy as it is now, and the demand was not as high as it is now. So we got this apartment space. As you can see, it's not very modern, but it's very homey. We got this space for $75,000 per month. At the time, all our bills were included, that is water, light and internet. Currently I don't pay the entire $75,000. You'd hear me saying the space is shared between myself and my brother. However, he is no longer living here, but he visits every now and then, so he pays $20,000 and I pay $55,000 per month. So my rent per month is $55,000, and this is the Kingston 6, Kingston 8 area that I'm living in. So practically uptown, there's a lot of high-rise apartment buildings around me that are well sorted off. Like, I think we live in one of the most affordable apartments in this area, and I think it is because we got it during COVID, and you can't really raise the rent above a certain amount anyways, so we are not letting this place go. Like, we're keeping it. So for me, I pay $55,000 for rent, and $20,000 is covered by my brother because he's still helping me out in this life, which I appreciate very much. Alright, so that's $55,000 for rent, Kingston 6, Kingston 8 area. Now, in terms of light bill, I was very concerned when I was told that we were going to start paying light bill. As I mentioned, when we just came here, all our bills were included, but that is not the case currently. We are paying our light bill. It was either raising the rent to $80,000 per month, or we would pay our own electricity. Right, so we chose the latter, where we pay our electricity bills, because different persons on the compound have their television, their washing machines and other electrical items. So they decided that, okay, it's no longer going to be included in the rent, we'll have to pay it, or we increase our rent. And my bill for this month for JPS, mind you, my brother and his partner was over this month, my mom and my younger brother was over this month. So the bill for this month from JPS was $4,945.55. And what I was saying before was that I was a bit scared about what the bill would look like because of the area. I know growing up in country, we would always hear that if you live uptown, your bill is going to look uptown. Okay, so your bill is normally very high, like $20,000 and so on and so forth. Like, even if you're not there, persons used to say that their bill is like really high. The JPS give you an uptown charge. So I was scared, but I don't think I've ever paid light bill that is $5,000, because I'm completely responsible for that. Like I said, I'm the one still living here full time, so I pay the light with JPS, and normally my bill is like $4,000 something. That's where my bill normally stays. I don't think I've ever paid $5,000 for JPS. And I do have a washing machine, I do have a television, I have multiple fans because the place hot. I don't have an AC because there was a point where we were considering leaving, but with the prices of the apartments around us, crazy. We're not going anywhere. We're staying with our $75,000. Right, let's see. So we'll cover the rent and the JPS bill. All right, so in terms of internet bill, the internet bill is involved in the rent that I pay. And as I mentioned, the total is 75,000, but I only pay a portion of 55,000. All right, so that is zero for me for the month. And I don't have cable. I watch Netflix that I will pay my 1,400 and something dollars for. I don't have cable, and I watch my YouTube. So in terms of water bill is also included in the rent, so I don't pay water bill. So what I really pay is my rent and my light bill, my JPS, my light bill, right? In terms of groceries, I normally budget out for the month. Like, I have an understanding of how much things cost, and I know that things increase, but currently, a lot of people will not believe this, but currently I spend $30,000 to $35,000 on groceries. So I shop downtown. I go to Coronation Market downtown, I don't know, that's what it's called, and I get my fruits down there and my ground provisions. I don't buy fruits in the supermarkets, and I don't go to like the very expensive supermarkets. I go to a very reasonable price supermarket, and I buy my meat at meat shop. So $30,000 for me is good for the month. And I don't really eat snacks and sweets and so on, because I'm trying to eat very healthy and not eat a lot of processed stuff, so it helps with reducing the cost of my groceries. So $30,000 for me, and every now and then I might have a guest over and they eat some of the food that I cook, and it works out for me. That's so for travel. Before I bought my car, travel used to be $10,000 because it was just one taxi back and forth to and from work. So it was just like two taxi for the day, and it was relatively, affordable to take the taxi. Now that I'm driving, travel has become $15,000. That's how much I spend on gas for the month. $15,000 on gas, which is very reasonable compared to other persons, and I don't take any toll or anything because I work relatively close by, but when the traffic is there, it's not very close anymore. So that's for travel. So what I pay monthly for the car that I have a 2014 vehicle. I will not say what type of vehicle it is, and I pay $31,000 per month for that car that I currently drive. So that's also an expense for me, overall expense. It's not limited to living in Kingston, but I just wanted to give you guys a full expense list of someone who lives in Kingston. So before, that would not have been an expense of mine, but it is now. In terms of insurance, I don't have monthly insurance payment. I try to pay it at once so that I don't have to be trying to remind myself that I need to pay that, and it costs more to pay it monthly, so I got a cheaper route. What else? Entertainment. So entertainment for me, I don't really budget an amount for entertainment. It's more like what's left after my savings and my needs in terms of expenses. So for entertainment, that can range between $15,000 to $23,000 thereabout. And for me, that amount is used on fast food. So if I don't feel like cook, so look at KFC, look at Tokyo, Burger King, that type of vibe. Or if I see some clothes and I want to shop on Shein, that's definitely what that portion of money is used for. So between 15 to 23,000, more, I'd say on average $19,000 for entertainment. And for student loans, because I do have student loans, my current student loan is $10,000 and 10,000, yeah, 10,000 and change. 10,000 and change is my current student loan, but I pay $15,000 on it, so that is an expense of mine. So it will be $15,000 flat, you know, trying to get rid of it, right? And I think that is all my expenses for living in Kingston. I don't do my nails. I like my natural nails. I'm fine with that. And if you do your nails, that's nice. If you can't afford it, I don't think there's space in my budget to afford it. So anything related to like my hair, if I need to buy hair products, it would come out of that $19,000 on average that I have for like entertainment or just miscellaneous stuff. I also put down about $20,000 for car maintenance, because that is necessary. It's not necessarily an expense, but I treat it as an expense on my monthly budget, because when it's time to pay for insurance, when it's time to do registration, all of those things, fitness, when it needs servicing, it adds up. And when I don't prepare for it, it really knocks me down. So I try to have that on my budget. I treat it as an expense and I don't touch it unless it is going towards my baby. Okay, yes. Anything else in terms of expenses? I don't think there's any other expenses for me living in Kingston. Compared to a lot of other persons, I'm not paying over $1,000 USD for it. No, and I'm grateful for that, and I will continue to thank God for that. But yeah, Kingston is not even the only place that is like really expensive. Portmore is becoming very expensive now too, so guys, grab it while you can, because if you are a tenant, then you know the landlord cannot really raise the rent past a certain percentage, so you are still in a good standing compared to those around you and how much they are paying. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I think I covered everything: my rent, my utilities, my groceries, my entertainment, miscellaneous stuff, my car, monthly costs, car upkeep, student loan. Yeah, so that's practically it, and that's how much I spend living in Kingston, Jamaica. And if you ask, what do you do for a job? I'm actually an auditor. I audit people, so well, organizations, right? So yeah, and yeah, that's it.